Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And we've done love. It is, of course, hate. 10 things we hate about the Dead Space Trilogy. A series of games that we both love, we adore, we have many positive things to say about and have played, but they're not infallible. Nothing is. There's always flaws. It wasn't too easy to come up with 10, but I got quite a few off to begin with. You started the love, I will start the hate. And it's a really easy one. It's what everyone's criticism is. The move away from horror to action. And it was most notable from Dead Space 2 to Dead Space 3. That's really unfortunate. What people loved, you went, you don't really love that. You want more fucking action. You want more guns. You want more things to blow up. And it's like, no, we like that, but we also want to feel like that shit's going down around us. And Dead Space 3 did not feel that. Parts of Dead Space 2 didn't.
I mean, I've got that one, but I could have very easily had done 10 things in number 3. I could have just said that bloody number 3 straight away, just Dead Space 3. But I thought that's been a bit overcritical. But I mean, that when you said there about the horror to action, I mean, 100% I agree with that.
Yeah, it's what everybody really criticizes about it. And for my next one, then I'm going to stick with number 3. John Carver. So you're like, okay, we're going to introduce this new character for co-op play, and he's going to be bland as fuck. Oh, but don't worry, he's got a dead son, so that's his thing. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, guys. Really? You've only brought this character in to play as a co-op player. There's no other reason for him to exist. Because obviously in a single player, he doesn't exist. It's only if you play co-op does his side of the story turn up. And you're like, well, that makes him even more relevant, then, doesn't it? In fact, he's not really a character in the fucking single player. You know? Yeah, John Carver. I only remembered his name by Googling it. I always remember Isaac Clarke.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I've gone for side characters.
All right.
So, I don't know if that's sort of similar. I mean,
it counts, doesn't it? Because John Carver is a side character.
Yeah, I mean,
you mean in the single player?
I mean, overall, even in the first one, you know, I can't remember their names, but the girl and your commander in it, but you start off, they're so annoying. So they're constantly calling you, and so just leave me alone.
Yeah, you're just one that's there to die.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ellie then? Ellie, Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, Survivor.
Yeah, probably the only decent one.
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I remember Ellie only because she was in 2 games, but like, I don't remember any other name. No, I can picture them. I can picture the commander in the first one talking. I can picture, and there's a crazy guy who Isaac tries to help in Dead Space 2. Yeah, you're right, Damon. You're right. That's not good. All right, I'm going to pick on the first game. The overly long finale of the original game. And I'm talking about the last level, effectively, where you spend ages having to move that fucking marker room to room, dragging it, getting it to a bridge, having to go open the bridge, kill a load of necromorphs, go and then do that, and you do that across loads of rooms, and it's just the same thing recycled over and over again. And it's like, oh God. But I find that really, I don't remember feeling too much about it the first time, but on replay a few months back, I was generally getting bored. I was like, this is going on too long. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one, but I've got one where the constant respawning of enemies. Now, I know obviously it's a game, you know, but again, I'm probably picking too much, but where like, what is this ship got like 10,000 enemies on it? You know, there's only about 1,000 crew members on the ship, so surely the ship should only be 1,000 necromorphs.
Yeah,
You know, you'd kill like 3 or 4 in one room, like I said in the final part. You'll kill 3 or 4, drag the power thing on the marker with it, and then it go in the same room again, they're back again.
Yep. Yep.
So,
yeah, you're not wrong. Some of it's very scripted.
mm.
So in the love, you talked about weapons. I'm now going to talk about weapons. And I'm going to say this. Yeah, there's a decent number of weapons. Problem is they made the plasma cutter the only weapon you'll ever really use. It really is, isn't it? It's a real problem. And you know, if you're a player, you'll try and vary things up. You'll try and use the machine gun and so on. But let's be honest, who the fuck used a flamethrower? Who was using the flamethrower? Who really was using the saws? The railgun? Maybe occasionally, but you always resorted, particularly when there was a lot of enemies, you always resorted to just fire, particularly when you upgraded the plasma car. That thing was a beast, man.
I mean, I think realistically, myself, if you're going for it, because I think each gun had like an achievement. Yeah, you had to get like 50 kills with each gun.
Yeah.
But other than that, and I think the only gun I mainly used was the flamethrower on the little creatures who burst out of the belly. That was it. But like I said, I mean, I didn't have that one.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Again, it was in my likes, but it's the power nodes.
Yep. Okay.
I said why I liked it, but then the reason why I just didn't. I didn't enjoy having to go around trying to find these nodes to upgrade with weapons. I didn't enjoy that at all, and it took away a lot of the fun, you know. And me being someone who's a collectible person and has to get everything, I spent a lot of time even looking at guides trying to find where every single note was, just to get every little circle. And there's something, you know, you get the little, like, I call it the Final Fantasy X map. You know, the big grid where you do these sphere grids, and then you get the areas where there's use a note for nothing. It's just an empty square, but you have to do it to open the next area. Yeah, it's just so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you are being picky because the argument would be, well, don't fucking collect them then. Don't use them.
Right.
You praised my next one. You praised zero gravity segments. Now I'm going to not praise it because I hate those segments. They are horrible to navigate. And if there's a necromorph in the room with you, it gets even more worse. It gets really hard to navigate when you're upside down and you're trying to find what you need to do. There's some puzzle sections in that. I do not like the zero gravity segments where you've got to do that shit.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. But you can always press your little button in and then it shows a little white line on the floor.
There is that. True. You're right. It doesn't get the navigation yet.
Again, I said it in my likes, but the zero gravity area where you got obviously jump onto asteroids to plant the beacon or whatever it is. Now, it's a great scene, but the amount of times I got killed by the spinning things, it's got to be so perfectly timed, and that was so. And the amount of times I didn't save it, so I'll have to do the entire section again. That was not fun.
No, I agree. I recorded an entire gameplay walkthrough of Dead Space a few months back and put it on the site's channel, all the chapters. I had to edit about half an hour of me dying at that same bit over and over again. Had to fucking edit it out because I was like, I can't leave that in. Me just dying over and over again. Terrible. Talking about dying though, instant kill moments. Now, Dead Space has a few. It has a few, such as when you're being dragged along by the floor by the tentacle, you've got to aim and destroy it before it kills you, or the worst one, the eye injection scene from the second game. Insta-kill moments? Come on, game. That's unnecessary.
Yeah. I remember the tentacle dragging, pulling you, trying to aim and shoot the tentacle while you're being dragged back and forth. So
cool because it's tense. It's cool because it's tense, but man, oh man, it's like, oh come on.
Yeah, not fun. I've got the end boss in the first one.
Okay.
What a terrible boss.
Yeah, it is a terrible. I agree. It looks
terrible,
cool, but it's terrible.
It looks cool, but it was way too easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was just literally, but he throws things at you, dodge him, shoot him. That's it. It's just way too easy.
No, I 100% agree. That ties into one of mine. All the game's final bosses are too easy. All of them. They're all too easy. They're all easy to work out. They've got easy patterns to follow. They've all got glowing shit to shoot. There's no difficulty that comes from the end bosses. And I think Damon's already said it. Number one is the worst.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah. Mine is I like the enemies, but there wasn't enough variety for me.
Yeah.
I think in total there might be 4 or 5 different enemies. And that's about it, really. And I mean, there might be maybe more, I don't know. But I mean, 4 or 5.
It depends what variations of necromorphs you think are different. So like, there's a lot of different styles of the normal necromorphs. There's the ones that are like darker, that are more powerful, and stuff like that. I think there's more than 4 or 5 because there's like the babies. There's the ones that fall apart. Depends across all games. Across all games, there's loads. Across all games, there's loads. I don't think you'd be able.
No, yeah. Sorry, I'm being specific to the first one.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
But that entire game, there's only like 4 or 5. I mean, across all games, you know, obviously all games, there's obviously all different. There's loads. But for the first one, there's only just your standard bunch of 4 or 5 enemies.
Yeah. Okay. Picky, man.
It was hard to try and find 10 dislikes.
I agree. I'm going to get to some picky ones in a minute. Once I get through my last big one. And the what does Dead Space need, Damon, to make it a better, more enjoyable experience? What does it need? Multiplayer. Fuck off. Multiplayer in Dead Space 2. What are you doing, game? What are you doing? No one was playing it. It was dead on arrival. Pun intended. No. And I actually forgot it existed until I was rereading up about it. I was like, oh my fucking God. I remember trying to play that and being like, oh yeah, no one's playing it. Of course no one was playing it. It's like when they included multiplayer in BioShock. So what are you doing, you idiots? These games don't need multiplayer.
I quite like that.
I like BioShock's multiplayer too. I like it too, but it didn't need it.
No.
Yeah.
I said I've got one more left, I think. Yeah, one more.
One more? 2 more.
I said it in my like about the character development of Isaac, but I've got. It makes no sense to me to have a main character who doesn't speak.
Okay.
Right, for the entire first game, doesn't speak. Now he's being spoken to. I mean, how fucking rude. I mean, his boss was thinking, "You rude cunt, fucking talk back to me. I'm talking to you. Hello." And he just completely blanks them all. But I mean, I can understand why he's quiet. Because obviously he's trying to find his girlfriend or whatever, and yeah, I can understand why he's quiet. He's obviously scared, worried. He's a flipping engineer for Christ's sake. He ain't a soldier. But it's like, how rude, man. So how rude is he? Seriously.
I'll give it to you because we are dredging the lake here, as it were. But man, oh man, silent protagonists sometimes are awesome. Look at Doom. Look at Doom guy. Don't say a word. Kick some fucking ass. That's Isaac Clarke.
Yeah, but he can at least scream. If the enemy pops out, he can just go.
He does. If he gets hurt, he goes,
yeah.
Completely silent. I know what you're saying though. Like they'll be talking to him and be like, "Yeah, Isaac," and he don't say a word back. It's like, "All right, man. Cheers. Yeah, all right." Rude. Stupid marketing stunts for Dead Space 2. Now, I very much dislike stupid marketing stunts. Even if it's going to get your attention, I just don't love the fact that we already are in gaming industry is already one that's been under the cosh many, many times. And marketing Dead Space as your mom hates Dead Space 2. And those adverts where they had moms reviewing Dead Space 2, particularly when it's a game that is aimed at adults only. Adult only game. What the fuck are you doing? I think it... just stupid. It's stupid. It's like going back to the old days of Mortal Kombat being advertised towards children. So this is why we get such shit. Dead Space is an adult horror game. You're going to do an ad series called Your Mom Hates Dead Space 2. All right, guys.
I must have missed one off, so I'm going to quickly make one random one and say I just like the fact that there probably ain't going to be that Dead Space is dead. You know, it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know when number 3 came out.
I do. Because I have to. It is the last one. It's, as I say, a lazy one. Dead Space 3, 2013.
It's dead.
Years ago. The studio, Visceral Games, they don't even exist anymore.
That's dead, isn't it? They don't come back.
The franchise is held, I presume, still by EA. EA still hold a franchise, but they clearly have no interest in reviving this franchise at all, which is insane. It is insane. I would say never say never. Never say never with Dead Space, even if it's a re-release. Because look at the Mass Effect re-release that's due out soon and stuff like that. Never say never. But the fact that the franchise stopped in Dead Space 3 after poor sales, and it's been 7 years, it's like, that really fucking sucks. Because there's more life in this game. There's more life in this series.
They'd have to go back to basics, because number 3 went completely off script.
Well, the problem was that they decided, no one wants horror, let's make action game. And then when we all rejected it, they were like, well, clearly nobody likes Dead Space anymore. And it's like, no, guys, they just don't get it. It's like Konami with Silent Hill, holding on to a franchise, but going, nah, we're not doing anything with it. Sell it to someone who will do something with it, you wankers. Exactly. See, I had it as well. Of course I did. No new entry since 2013. If they announced Dead Space 4 and we're like, look, we're doing Dead Space 4 and it's going to be a return to horror, I'd be stoked, man. Of course I would be. What I wouldn't want is we're going to remake Dead Space 1. I'd be a bit like, I don't know if you need to do that. It's not old enough to warrant that, and I don't really know what you could do differently,
All you got to do is release a big sign saying Dead Space 4, back to basics. That's it.
We're back to basics. I like that. But there you go. It was a struggle because Dead Space is a great trilogy. But if you've got shit you hate and we didn't mention it, let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?